Hello YouTube and welcome. In this video I'd like to do with you the unboxing of this new commander deck. So this one is the Elven Empire, a black and green deck. Belongs to the new set Kaldheim. And back of the box we can read waiting your orders. Choose your commander to and overcome both friends and foe in this definitive multiplayer magic format. Team up with Ladriel and lead an army of elves to absolute victory. Grow your army to a massive scale, and even the mightiest rivals will fall before you. Lateral Blade of the Elves. Healing for the time before the wood and shadow elves were split apart, Lateral represents the glory that the elves hope to return to. She was a natural leader and a master tactical, whose prowess ensured her people held onto the power. So this box contains a 100 card deck with 8 new cards, a deck box, 10 double-sided token cards, a life wheel, a strategy insert, and a reference card. So now let's see what we get in here. Here we have our deck, our counters, our tokens, and in here, put this apart. So here we have our strategy insert and some more flavor to this deck. The life wheel, and our deck box with a great art. Great. Now let's open and see our deck. Here we go. And of course we're going to start with our commander. So is the foil card for this deck. Our commander, Latrial Blade of the Elves. 4 drops, he has menace. Whenever Latrial Blade of the Elves deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. Tap it, tap 10 untapped elves you control, each opponent loses 10 life, you gain 10 life, and it is a 2/3. So, a really nice commander for this deck. Now, checking the rest of the deck. So, pack of the Serpent, 3 drops, choose a creature type. Target player draws X cards and loses X life, where X is the number of creatures that controls of the chosen type. Rootless Winnower, 5 drops. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifice a non-elf creature, and it is a 4/4. Interesting card, this one. Serpent Soul Jar, 3 drops. Whenever an elf you control dies, exile it. Tap it, pay 2 life. Until the end of the turn, you may cast a creature spell from among cards exiled with Serpent's Soul Jar. Bolting of Scamphar, 3 drops, reveal the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield, tap it, and an elf card from among them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Canopy Tactician, 4 drops. Other elves you control gets +1/+1. Tap it to add 3 green mana, and it is a 3/3. Crown of Scaphar, 4 drops. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each elf you control and has reach. For 3, return Crown of Scaphar from your graveyard to your hand. Another interesting card. Wolverine Riders, 6 drops. At the beginning of each unkeep, create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. Whenever another elf enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to his toughness, and it is a 4/4. Elderfang Venom, 4 drops. Attacking elves you control have that touch. Whenever an elf you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Great card, this one. Beast Whisperer, 4 drops. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card, and it is a 2/3. Cultivator of Blades, 5 drops. He has Fabricate for 2. Whenever Cultivator of Blades attacks, you may have other attacking creatures get +X/+X until the end of the turn, where X is the Cultivator's Blade's power, and it is a 1/1. Dwyned Gift Leaf Dowen, 4 drops. He has reach. Other elf creatures you control gets +1/+1. Whenever Dwayne attacks, you gain 1 life for each attacking elf you control, and it is a 3/4. Elvish Archdruid, 3 drops. Other elves you control gets +1/+1. Tap it for a green mana for each elf you control, and it is a 2/2. And raise Forerunners, 8 drops. Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. When End Raise Forerunners enters in the battlefield, other creatures you control gets +2/+2 and gains Vigilance and Trample until the end of the turn, and it is a 7/7. Harvest Season, 3 drops. Search your library up to X basic land cards, where X is the number of tapped creatures you control, and put those cards onto the battlefield, tap it, then shuffle your library. Crazy card, this one. Nice. Imperious Perfect, 3 drops. Other elf creatures you control gets +1/+1. For a green mana, tap it, create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token, and it is a 2/2. Marvin the Nutterer, 3 drops. Whenever another elf enters in the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Marvin the Nutterer. Tap it at an amount of green mana equal to the Marvin's power, and it is a 1/1. Masked Admirers, 4 drops. When enters the battlefield, draw a card. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may pay for 2 green mana. If you do, return Masked Admirers from your graveyard to your hand, and it is a 3/2. Reeds of the Exiled, 3 drops. Whenever Reeds of Exile enters in the battlefield, you gain 1 life for each elf you control. For black mana, sacrifice an elf, regenerate Wreath of Exiled, and it is a 3/2. Interesting card, this one. Voice of the Woods, 5 drops. Tap 5 untap elves you control, create a 7/7 green elemental creature token with trample, and it is a 2/2. Crazy. Casualties of War, 5 drops. Choose 1 or more. Destroy target artifact, destroy target creature, destroy target enchantment, destroy target land, destroy target planeswalker. Nice. Now we end the rares and start with the uncommons. So I'm just going to read the title of those. So we have Ambition's Cost, Eyeblade Colors, Eyeblade Massacre, Liz Alana Scarblade, Miara Thorn of the Glade, Pride of the Perfect, Prowess of the Fair, Elvish Mystic, a very known card, Elvish Prone Mate, Elvish Rejuvenator, Fairhaven Elf, Jagger Scar Archers, Lenwar Tribal, Lys Alana Huntmaster, Null Mage Shepherd, Numa Joraga Chieftain, Reclamation Sage, Springbloom Druid, Sylvan Messenger, Timberwatch Elf, Voice of Many, Wirewood Chandler, Wood Elves, Abomination of Lenwar, Golgari Fine Broker, Moldervine Reclamation, Poison Tip Archer, Putrefy, Shaman of the Pack, Twin Blade Assassins, Arcane Signet, the famous Soul Ring, Command Tower, Full Archer, Golgari Gilgate, Golgari Root Farm, Jungle Howl, Myriad Landscape, Path to Ancestry. Now the basic lands, we have some snow cards, swamp cards. And of course you're going to get also the forest cards, lots of them. Now continue with our deck. Elderfang Ritualist, Poison the Cup, Return Upon the Tide, great image in this one, great image. Scamfar Shadow Sage, Tegrit Shadow, Elvish Ambush, Jaspera Sentinel, Roots of Wisdom. We have a Saga card, Binding the Old Gods, Herald King of Scamfar, Scamfar Etherhole, and a reference card. So we pass through all the 100 cards of this deck. So just to finish, we're going to see our token cards that we get for this deck. And of course we have the Elf Warriors tokens, 1/1. And in the other side we get Elemental token creatures with trample 7/7. And some servo tokens, 1/1. So here we get all the content of this pack for this new commander deck, the Elven Empire. So this is what I have to share with you. I hope you like it, you enjoy it. Until the next time, see you.